Hello there, this is Matthew. This is on the Recipher channel, and this is another Star Wars Age of Republic review of a one-shot. So this is Darth Maul. You can see there's green, there's blue. Looks like maybe, you know, Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon that he's fighting. I don't know. I don't think it really is, because if you look at the background, this is nothing like what it looked like on Naboo. So, anyway, big nerd here, checking in. Anyway, so, I read this basically, the comic, it's called, his story is called Ash. It's a lot of the similar creative team from last time, which is pretty cool. I like that. The penciler went away, and it's this artist, Luke Ross, instead. So first of all, the art on this is pretty solid. I'll do this, I guess. I'll page through, and the art on this is pretty solid. There was one complaint I had, though. This whole page here, I thought, because the way it was structured, oh, maybe I'm supposed to read across here. And I guess, really now looking at it, these are different angles that it's coming at. This is, I mean, you can see the perspective is going back to that point over there, and then the perspective is going back to that point over there. So I should have known that there were two different places, but it could have been a corner, right? The thing is, the way this was laid out confused me, and I don't, like I said in the Qui-Gon one, I'm not like a super comics expert or anything like that, but I know this was confusing, and I know that this is a hard thing to get right, because a lot of comics don't get it right, and I notice because whenever I come to a page like this where it's spread, very frequently, it isn't a good time. Like, I always get confused, so I ended up reading everything here, and I thought, like, oh, I guess that makes sense, and then I read back over here, you know, down at the bottom half of the page, and the way it should be this, then this, and this, and it didn't work. They didn't do a good job there. You know, the the Qui-Gon one had a very bold new style of blocking that I highlighted and was really happy about, where they used his body and the lightsaber and everything. This one, they go like a completely opposite direction. Instead of being organic and flowy, there's just way more geometric style to how all these different panels are laid out. Now, these panels, not confusing at all, but also action, very limited dialogue, but, you know, more thought bubbles or whatever. But the flow of them really made sense, and I thought this was really good. I like Maul's simple alternate outfit. Like, it's what he wears in Phantom Menace, which I think, at the end of this, do they go right into Phantom Menace? Like, probably not. It's shortly before Phantom Menace. He's just wearing a helmet with it, which is, you know, funny. Let's see. So, again, so the art is good. The art is quality artwork. I like it. Like I said, I'm just trying to go through. I mean, Coruscant looks beautiful. It looks like almost a still from the movie, except for animated or you know, inked or whatever. You know, rotoscope potentially. I know this is basic, but the sepia on the memories and whatever, very good. I like the shadowing in here too. Palpatine. Oh man, that jerk. Anyway, this is so cool that we get to go back to Malachor, because, you know, it was featured in Rebels. And I think it looks really good. Oh, I thought this was awesome. There's an evil Yoda species, because I believe these are all supposed to be Sith brethren that were killed. Either that, or these in the foreground that you can see clearly are Sith, because you can see them clearly, and these are evil Jedi, destroying them with their lies and, you know, whatnot. But anyway, regardless, so that could be good Yoda, but it's from, you know, from my perspective, the Jedi are evil. Could be that sort of thing going on here. Also, these are good. These are so good. The only thing I don't like about this is it isn't clear that he's supposed to eat the ashes or sniff them or whatever. Like, I see no instruction in this that he's supposed to do that, but whatever. Maybe because of the Force, he knows what to do. It's funny seeing, like, light side Maul. I mean, it's a good thing they didn't change his... Did they change his tattoos at all? Let me see. How much? No. Identical face tattoos, it looks like, which is fine. It's not a complaint. I mean, this looks so good. So good. The colors are great. The only thing is, do these guys usually have these armor plates on their shoulders, or is that just a, you know, it's a comic book, so let's make it even more exciting. again, this is like kind of this geometric. I mean, they're doing it again here. I really like that technique. It's interesting. It makes things feel a little more disjointed, a little more fun. So that was cool. This is a great expression of horror on this kid's face. And, like, man, the violence. This is a good way to do it. Like, it's very obvious what's going on, but it's also not gory, even though you had the decapitation on the previous page. So I like the way that looks. The presentation of this is very good, I think, especially like right here. Look at this. Look how cool that is. It's super neat. And then, like I said, I think because this is the Vision and because it's very action-oriented, which, you know, it wasn't a Vision when he was fighting earlier, and they did that back here. Oh, not there. You know. So it's a similar concept of the way they laid things out, but, like, I don't know, in these Vision E1s, like, there's a lot more black space, I think. And I guess these are kind of also action scenes. I don't know. I do think it's meant to, like, disorient things, because then when you go back here, you know, you go from this angle and everything on him, and then he's in the exact same pose, and the Vision ends, and then things are a lot more straight and normal looking. So that was neat. And then, you know, I mean, this is simple stuff, well done, well executed, and it all communicates the point nicely. I didn't mention this, but they have these, like, single page, like, recaps or information or whatever. They had one on Qui-Gon, and they have one for Maul here, which is pretty cool. Actually, you know what? Look at the stonework on that. Maybe that is supposed to be the same. Anyway, guess I'm a fake fan. So I'll go ahead and talk about, so I talked about the art. Now I'll quickly talk about the story, but I'm going to complain about one thing. Fam, isn't that just Han Solo with a different head? Like a head swap out? Like, he is well drawn. This fellow is well drawn. This, I don't know his name. This guy's well drawn, but I feel like he's too much of a Han Solo. I just feel like he's too much Han Solo. Like, they didn't have to make him like this. Even, I mean, his hair, he's got, like, two-tone, but, like, it's kind of, you know, coiffy and kind of, you know, in his face. Not that Han's hair was ever really in his face, but just, I don't know, he feels like exactly like Han. So I'll stop complaining about that. It's just, it seems funny to me. But one quick thing. Interesting, Maul, because he cannot go after the Jedi right now, he's building his underworld connections. He is a cartel. He is a cartel right now. I don't know if he killed all of them and then took over, like, you know, he took their ID stuff and is working with that or whatever. But, oh, cool. I didn't notice these guys on this little walkway below. Are these the guys that are going to go ambush later? I don't know, but that's cool. That detail. These are really, like, this is really well done stuff. Like, it really communicates well what's going on and sense of motion and action and stuff. Very cool. Anyway, but it's cool. It's seeding the fact that Maul's got all these underworld connections, which becomes a big deal in Clone Wars and then Rebels and then in the Solo movie with this guy. Anyway, you know, so that was a cool little detour. Maul talks about how he'd killed this Jedi, and this guy is Force sensitive, and Maul senses that in him, and he wants to, or this guy, and he wants to kill him because of that. Oh, also, bonus, Maul decks a Wookiee. How cool is that, huh? I like that a lot. Just because you got to be pretty strong, I guess. So, the next thing I want to talk about or focus on is the story. And you have kind of these two halves of the story, or I guess I'll get to the second part of the story. You know, Maul's kind of riding high because he's killed this Padawan. He has all this bloodlust. He wants to go after the Jedi. And then Palpatine takes him to Malachor to give him this vision so that he can learn a lesson from it. And basically he learns that he has to temper his passion and his rage, which make him powerful, with patience, which will make him effective. Because if he just goes off half-cocked, he can ruin all their evil plans, and that wouldn't be good. That wouldn't be good for them. It would ruin everything for him to just, you know, willy-nilly go around doing stuff with the Jedi, And I really like this line that they share at the end. Let's see. Palpatine says, anger is a tool. It is not your master. And then he says, no, you are. Gosh, that's so neat. That's so cool. I mean, the dark side, I agree with, people like Jenny Nicholson that the dark side doesn't make much sense. But, I don't know. There's something to it. I don't like it. I'm like light side all the way. I like Luke and whatever, but I don't know. It's very interesting the way these guys operate and their long con that they ran, for 2,000 years or whatever, hiding until it was time. And I don't know. It's just really interesting, especially as Maul is so active. He stalks like a tiger in Phantom Menace when he's behind that plasma barricade or whatever, and just the look of him evokes power and rage and all these different things. And it's interesting because the character himself struggles with that and learning how to put that in check while he is waiting for the best moment to strike. And I like how this communicates that, especially because you've got the dual things. You've got his vision, and before that you've got the action with him hunting that Force-sensitive guy and killing him, and then reflecting on how he'd killed that Padawan and stuff. So I don't know. I thought it was really good. Really enjoyed it. Overall, it was excellently done. I had that one complaint about that page. I don't know all the technical terms, so that wide shot, the spread over the 2 pages, wherever that was. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I look forward to the rest of these. I give this a thumbs up. You should go check it out if you haven't yet. Thank you for your time and attention. I'd love to do more of this. Like, share, and subscribe to cheer me on, or give me feedback to make me stronger and smarter. Visit luminousbeings.blog for more. I link everything I do there, so if you want to comment, that's the place where I'll definitely see it.